Hey guys, we're going to practice telling time again to see if you remember everything you have to do. So let's take a look at a clock. Remember that when you're looking at a clock, you really want to pay attention to that clock. The minute hand is this long hand. Remember, minute's a long word. An hour is the shorter hand. An hour is a shorter word. So you want to pay attention first of all and figure out which one's the minute hand and which one is the hour hand. Once you can decide which one is the minute hand and which one's the hour hand, I always like to look first at where the hour is and try to figure that out. So if we're paying attention right now to our hour hand, take a look at it. It looks like it's almost to that 2, not quite there. So the hour hand is usually going to be on the number or past the number. So this hour hand is going up to the 2 o'clock hour. That's kind of tricky because a lot of kids think that this time right here says 2 o'clock, but it's not quite 2 o'clock yet. It's going up to the 2 o'clock hour. So once we figure out that it's still 1 o'clock, we want to come back and figure out our minutes. So if you start at the 12, you can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 minutes. So we would say that this time is 1:55. We are only 5 minutes away from it being 2 o'clock. Let's look at another one. We're first going to look at our hour hand and we're going to decide, is it 10 o'clock or is it 11 o'clock? It never goes backwards. So this one's easier because it's right there at the 10. So it's 10 o'clock and then we're going to check out our minutes. So start at the 12 and let's count by fives. 5, 10. We would say that this is 10, 10. Okay, you're going to give it a try. I want you to decide where your hour hand is, and then once you determine that, figure out your minutes. So you can pause the video to do that. Once you have figured it out, let's see what you got. So if you were doing this and we take a look at your hours, here's our hour hand. It's that short hand. It's in between 1 and 2. So remember, it's going to either be on the number or past it. So we would say it's 1 o'clock. Oops. And then let's count our minutes. Start at the 12. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So if I was writing this time, I would say it's 1:25. Try another one. Look at this clock and let's see what time it is. Okay, let's see if we agree. The hour hand is at the 10 and our minute hand is past the 5 but not quite to the 2. So I'm going to start here at the 12 and I'm going to go 5 and then I'm going to say 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we were writing this, we'd say 10:09. It's written a little bit better right here to the side. Okay, now let's look at telling time if we're looking at it in a word problem, like how much time's actually passed by. Here's some real life also. So a young girl went with her parents to a family picnic. They got to the picnic at 1, and the girl and her family stayed at the picnic for 3 hours. What time did they leave? So here they've given you the start time, and they want you to find the end time. So if they got there at 1 o'clock and I notice it says 3 hours, I'm going to jump 1 hour, would be 2 o'clock. Another hour would be 3 o'clock. So that'd be 2 hours then. And then the next hour would be 4 o'clock. And that's 3 hours. So I would say that they left the picnic at 4 o'clock. That was my end time. Let's try it again. This time it says the family arrived. Notice this time I need the start. At the beach at 4 p.m. They've been traveling for 5 hours. When did they leave for the beach? So this time I have my end time. I know when they got there, but I'm not sure of what time they started on their journey. But I do know that it took them 5 hours. So if I go backwards an hour, that would be 3. If I go back another hour, that would be 2. If I go back another hour, that would be 1. It's 3 hours in. Another hour would be 12. It's 4 hours in. And another hour would be 11. That gives me 5 hours. So it looks like this family started their journey to the beach at 11 o'clock. That would be a.m. and they got there at 4 o'clock. Okay, now it's going to be your turn to try. I'm going to read you the problem and then I want you to pause the video, draw the number line or the timeline that I've started you, and see if you can find the answer. It says Miss Bowling started making cupcakes at 1 p.m. It took her 2 hours to complete them. What time did she finish the cupcakes? Pause and try it. Okay, let's see if I agree with what you came up with. If I started my cupcakes at 1 and it took me 2 hours, I'm not sure why it took me so long. I'm probably not good at making them. True statement. I need to find out what time I finished. So we'll go in an hour, and that would be, hopefully you said 2 o'clock. And we go another hour, that would be 3 o'clock. These better be some good cupcakes for 2 hours of my time. I would have finished them at 3 o'clock. Ella, I'm sure you can make them faster than Miss Bowling. All right, here's another one I want you to try. It says Melanie was making t-shirts for Boonesboro Elementary School. She started the shirts at 4 p.m. She finished them at 10 p.m. How long did it take her to make the t-shirts? This one's a little tricky because I gave you the start and end. You are going to find what's in the middle. So pause the video and try it. Okay, let's see if we agree. She started at 4, she finished at 10. Melanie really did make t-shirts for this school, and it took her about this long. So if I go an hour, that'd be 5, that'd be 1 hour. Another hour would be 6, that's 2 hours. Another hour would be 7. You can see my decimals on those, or dots. That's 3. 1 more hour would be 8. That's 4 hours in. Another hour, I'm running out of time, would be 9, or space really. 1 more hour puts us at 10, that's 6. It took her 6 hours to complete that t-shirt order. Okay, here's one I want you to try on Miss Hall. She went to get her toenails and fingernails painted. She arrived at the shop at 8 a.m. and did not leave until 11 a.m. How long was she at the nail shop or salon? Pause it and try. Okay, let's see if we agree. If she got there at 8 and she left at 11, I'm going to go an hour would be 9 a.m. That's 1 hour. Another hour would be 10 a.m. That's 2 hours. Another hour would be 11 a.m. and I notice that's my end time. So it was 3 hours that Miss Hall spent in the nail salon. Okay, you might get telling time like this too. Here it says a family went to the beach on vacation for 2 weeks. How many days were they gone? Well, first of all, think about how many days are in a week. We start with Sunday, because Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We know there's 7 days in a week. So then how many days would be in 2 weeks? I can say 7 plus 7, and that would be 14. That's how you would solve one like that. So we would say, oh, she was gone for 2 weeks, which means she was gone, or the family was gone for 14 days. Look at this one. It rained 3 straight days and the kids were tired of seeing the rain. How many hours did it rain? Well, first, think about how many hours are in a day. Hopefully you know that that's 24. Then, how many hours are in 3 days? You can say 24 plus 24 plus 24. Or your brain might be thinking of a faster way, and you can do 24 times 3. Either way is going to give you the answer. I'm going to do it like this. 4 times 3 is 12. Put down the 2, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we would say that that was 72 hours. If you do it over here, you're going to get the same thing. So either way would give you the answer. Here's one more. Some boys were taking a trip to Europe and we're going to be gone for 3 months. About, notice that word about in there, how many weeks will they be away for? So think about how many weeks are in a month. And if you think about that, it's about 4. So then how many weeks would be in 3 months? We would say 4 times 3, and that would give us 12. Or we could have said 4 plus 4 plus 4, since that's 3 months, still get 12. So 12 would have been our answer, about 12 weeks. Okay, make sure that you review these times and that you know them. Write them down in your notebook if you're having trouble. And then you're going to go on to Power School and practice your time. Good luck, kids.